Hey everyone, so we just saw the live action Ghost in the Shell movie starring ScarJo. So as a guy who's not as well versed into the Ghost in the Shell franchise as maybe this guy here, like having only seen the original film, I pretty much approaching this sort of quick vlog from that perspective. So I guess just my general thoughts on the film. It was, as I've heard, it was very visually engaging. For me, the CG was meant to look. It was meant to look like kind
robotic.
Digital robotic and
synthetic.
Fake. Yeah, exactly. Just to like replicate the futuristic world that the story was set in, and they nailed down some pretty important scenes, such as the.
There's a lot of like visual direct references to scenes from the movie. Like it opens on the same like building of a cyborg, which of course is a very iconic scene in that first movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Makoto, or the Major, jumping off of buildings, which happens a lot.
I think around 3 times or something.
Yeah. I got the scene I wanted in there, which was, as I was telling you before, which was just that visceral pulling apart.
Oh, yes, yeah. I'm not really sure if that original scene was longer than in the original film, but like, I think they pulled that one off. Like, it did its job. It's like, we saw her muscles like just convulse and just rip apart.
Yeah, like, that is quite a very visceral scene in the animation. The climax may have been longer in the original, but that's not terribly important.
The climax in this film,
that climactic fight.
Yeah, the climax, like in this film, it wasn't like really high action packed. It was more like the Major sort of learning of her past, and just like the antagonist, the bad guy, just screwing over both Kuze and the Major. And as far as important scenes replicated, they got some stuff from the original film down.
Yeah. It did trip me up a couple times because of my knowledge of the original material in its various forms. I'm like, that's a plot hole, isn't it? Like the guys that get jacked in the garbage truck, like, where did they get the guns all of a sudden, and why do they have high tech all of a sudden?
It's probably because either Kuze probably
they clearly
this
was not the first time. They've been like this for a while, so it made sense that they suddenly had these things, because they always have them.
And they were probably brainwashed kind of before.
Yeah.
And like they brought back the whole bad guy replaced memories kind of bit from the original film as well. Yeah.
I thought they were going to bring that stuff up sooner, because like that fight where Makoto beats up the guy in the lake while invisible is like one of the earliest scenes, and that implanted memories is actually like that's a very interesting idea with this digital minds and being uploaded to places. Like, how can you trust your own memories when they could very well be fabricated?
They're false. And just like a quick roundabout about the whole race controversy, it's interesting because, like, spoiler alert, we've already kind of spoiled the movie for people, so might as well. This is gonna come up like after
they clearly had a chance to see it already, since we saw the advanced screening, and this is coming out presumably before opening night.
But just going back on the race thing, it's revealed that our ScarJo Major is actually
Mira Kelly, as she's often
Major Mira Kelly.
She's actually Makoto Kusanagi, who's a college runaway.
College? That's how you would describe her?
Yeah, she's a college hippie. It's like fighting for human rights and like down with this technology and all shit, down with big corporations, and she's like, but she's actually comes from a Japanese household.
Yeah.
And in a
It
Japanese
was
home.
strongly hinted at in the middle, and then when I finally figure out, oh my god, they're going for this. That's why she's white, because some assholes just took these dead Asian people and just like resurrected them as white people.
that's really fucked up. Like, you take a person, and like all they take is the brain, and then they take that brain and just wipe it completely. Like
that's
strip her of her identity, her culture, her ethnicity, obviously, and then put her into this shell. This shell of Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the film Get Out, essentially. That the premise of that.
Yeah, not so much metaphor anymore. What the fuck? No, it's kind of fucked. I just want to say, like that's their reasoning in yours, and that's their bullshit reason of. Their bullshit meta reason. Like, that's what's kind of happening on a meta perspective, is you're taking this Japanese premise, this Japanese property, strip it of its identity, of its culture, shave off all the edges, put it in a Western shell, and now we have this. Like, that
seems ironic, kind of.
That's going to be the meta perspective on this movie, and it's going to be a discussion that it's not going to be able to get away from.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess final thoughts.
Beat Takeshi is awesome.
Oh yeah, you don't mess with Takeshi.
You do not fuck with Araki.
Nope.
Bato's pretty cool. Like,
it was interesting how, like, even in the anime, it's not really. I don't think it's explained how his eyes are sort of like that.
No, he's always been.
Yeah. But I thought it was
there's a lot more just
yeah.
total humans like Makoto in the original material. Like, that's a common thing. Like, her shell in the original is like a production model, so there's like dozens of other androids littered around the city that look like her.
Yeah.
But she's the only one. She's the first one, and she's like the prototype.
Yeah, like just finding out about that, little tidbits like that. I mean, it's a little cool, and there were some, not a lot of funny moments, but like even
not terrible enough. Like, Bato is most of the levity in this film.
I mean,
Scarlett has kind of got her pouty face, almost crying a lot of the time.
I mean, I kind of giggled when she stuck the finger at him. But
just one of those little immature moments.
But
between
scenes.
Overall,
like, I can't really say too much about it. But like, if I did, like, the film was entertaining enough. It did its job. Like, visually, story-wise, it was kind of by the beat formula of a cyberpunk thriller.
Yeah, so, but you get a lot of that with the original material anyway, like the TV series and such things.
Yeah, but
very like.
Yeah, my final thoughts are it's good. It's okay.
Yeah,
nothing too harmful like DBZ Evolution.
I don't feel like I've wasted my evening.
Yeah,
like there's some interesting discussion to be had about this movie. Unlike another property, what I would like to see is, like, the lesson here that's learned is, like, this movie got made because ScarJo was attached. That's just a fact of life. I would like to see these movies get made because the original properties are believed in. The studios have faith in these original properties, and we get more like them and iterated on and improved.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess pretty much.
These can be star makers. These could be star makers, not have to ride on star power.
Yeah, the film is not going to be a waste of your money or time. I mean, it's worth watching, at least if you're a fan, at least a fan of the whole franchise.
There's no reason not to, like, get as much of this franchise as possible, because there are, like, 5 separate continuities by now? Something like that.
Yeah.
So another one isn't adding or taking away from
This is
that.
like its own kind of universe. its own kind of machine, for lack of a better word. So yeah, that's our thoughts on the Ghost in the Shell film. Thanks for watching, and to that note, you're up next.
Yeah, you're on watch. We'll see you.